recording. It's in progress. So, okay. Hello, everybody. So,
Hello.
as we know, we are still try to fix or solve the issue about the open BIM workflow. So, getting IFC from Revit. So here is also Ekaterina and yeah, okay, Ekaterina from Protim Ržižnik. It's just you. Okay, Katja Žagar, Mr. Hafner from ZAG, and Benja and Pablo and Maria from Cype. So probably it's the best. I don't know. Maybe Jože, you can start it, or Ekaterina, just to see where is the problem, or please.
Yeah, I believe Christian sent the list of
yes,
problems or issues. I don't know if you checked it and if you have some comments about it.
Okay.
Look, the issue was finished when Cype asked to get the Revit file, and then Protim answered that this is the
it's an NDA project. Unfortunately, we cannot share.
It's the commercial project, and they couldn't. But maybe we can resolve this problem. That Cype would get the file if Protim is able to produce, let's say, some kind of test project on which we want to be focused on the shape of the building, but on the technologies and the style in which Protim is producing that kind of the project in the 3D. Is it possible to do that? Let's say that with the sandwich panel would be, let's say, just a box with let's say with that six areas, and on which area could be one of the technology you normally use in your project, and then this would be sent to Cype in a Revit file to check what is where are the problems, and in which way we could resolve these problems, that everybody would be satisfied, that we would get the IFC file which would work in the Cype term on one side, and on another side your engineers could also use this in the further work on the commercial projects.
Yeah, I understand. I need to verify, to confirm that my
Ekaterina, you frozen.
Hear her.
Yeah.
Ekaterina,
it's freeze.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, but it's nothing on my side. No, it's not on my side.
No. Maybe the energy is in there.
Now in Ljubljana, it's
in Ljubljana. They have switch off in Ljubljana, in this part of Ljubljana.
There is normally there is no problems with electricity.
Prime Minister switch off the electricity.
This side of the city. Of the city. Actually, it is another city. It's not Ljubljana, no? I think Ekaterina is another.
Oh, it's near. Yeah. It's near Kran. It's near where Mr. Hafner is living.
20 kilometers from Ljubljana, and 15 kilometers from my home. Yes.
Okay. Look, the last thing, what I remember, it was that Protim, they could not share the Revit project.
Yes.
So I think that also Mr. Hafner say that they can do the model with the help of Mrs. Žagar, because she's also a Revit architect, if I can say that, or architect who's using Revit. So if needed, probably we have similar project. Mr. Hafner.
Yeah, maybe Katja could answer on that. Katja,
so I will. I already started doing that, so I can make a also a test project for us
Do
to
you want
use.
to share this screen?
Yes, I can, but I need to run Revit, and I think it will take a little time before.
No,
Okay.
Revit is very fast.
Starts.
Revit is very fast and very productive. So I'm sure it will be in a few seconds. Because you use Revit because it's very productive. Otherwise, I don't know why.
Benjamin, this is the
Benjamin.
perfect opportunity for
Benjamin,
you
you are
to
a
tell
very,
how
very
bad it
good
is,
friend
right?
to Revit. You are a really very close friend to Revit.
And
know you.
Benha, I also share with them because I see that Jaime was sharing the new upgrade or update on Revit plugin, which
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that you have the new version, and I saw this on LinkedIn, so I share this connection with Mr. Hafner, with and with Ekaterina.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you can tell what
Yeah.
are the differences.
So let me introduce, because you know Maria and myself, but Pablo is the innovation director in Cype,
Oh,
and
hello.
Hello, he's in
Pablo.
charge of BIM Service Center and the connection with of Revit to any problem that we have inside with Revit.
Okay.
From Revit to Cype, Pablo has to know it.
Just attack
And-
Pablo. Okay.
Yes.
So he's a
Okay.
he has to suffer this kind of
I have been suffering many years this problem.
happiness. This happiness that this is the connection between and the outputs, the outcomes of Revit, and he is suffering. But he's in charge of test this plugin. So if we have a problem, Pablo is the key person in the development department in order to solve the problem. But anyway, the best possibility is to maybe Ekaterina is not here now, but if we could sign a kind of DNA and a document of in order to have the native file, it will be perfect because we can fix the specific problem. The problem with Revit is Revit export anything, but we don't know is any case is different. Is the problem with Revit?
Yeah. Anyway, having the Revit model could be quite interesting in order to make the analysis in a more efficient way. But you have to understand how you know, the workflow, the BIM to BIM energy model process works. I don't know if you have already seen the latest emails of Maria. Here, a week ago, we tried to make an analysis based on the IFC model, and we saw different possible mistakes or possible errors in order to provide the communication with the OpenBIM analytical model. No? The first point is the use of multi-layers walls. This is a problem in our case. What we do in the energy analysis model is we create the envelope, based on the spaces. So if we have different layers, you know, behind this space, we won't be able to read them. So it's, you know, it's about how to work.
Just one question, Paulo.
Yeah.
Behind the space or outside the space? Outside the space, I mean. Okay.
You know, the space is defined by the interior wall. You know, so if we have different layers, we in OpenBIM analytical model, we are going to identify there is a wall defining this space, and the right definition in order to consider all the layers is defining the whole package. So we won't be able to read, if you have different walls defining the envelope, we won't be able to read all the different layers. We will be able to read the layer which is in contact with the interior space. But then in Cype or any kind of our software, you can specify, okay, this wall has this layer insulation, this layer of external wall or whatever, you know? So this is how we work, how most of the BIM to BIM workflows work. There is no other possibility. There is no possibility of reading the whole package of different walls. So having in consideration that, I think we can solve most of the problems. I think generally people that well, that is not working every day in this wall of interoperability of creating energy models, they expect to export all the information from Revit to another software and read all the data there. And this is almost impossible if we work with open BIM models with IFC and so on, because the layers of the different walls are defined in a different way depending on the software. ArchiCAD has his own definition, Outplan also, and Revit too. So what we do is, okay, we identify the shape, the volume, the surface of the different elements, and you have to define the different layers with the thermal condition, thermal definition in the software of energy analysis. Well, I don't know if I was clear enough of
Yeah,
that.
but what if the window is only a part of the outer layer, you know?
This is a
Then it's
problem.
Problem, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
problem.
think that's the problem we have right now.
Yeah. Yeah, generally a window should cut all the different walls, all the different layers of a wall.
It cuts, but in Revit you place it in one wall and then you join all other walls and it cuts it.
Maybe
But
the
it's
problem
still
is the
just in
IFC.
one element.
Maybe it's the problem the IFC generated. In the IFC we make a connection between one wall and one window, but I don't know how it was defined in Revit. Maybe if we have the Revit model, we can play it in that way. But as the model I saw, the interior walls they didn't have any kind of window, any kind of hole. So that's a problem. That's why we were not able to identify them.
So, Ekaterina, in the meantime, when we lost you, we talk also about it that Benjamin was suggesting that if we have this kind of case that you have some project which is secured, you can even, so Protim and Cype can even sign some kind of NDA that you can be sure that this will not be shared around, but it will be signed, this NDA, and then you are both secured about the data which are inside. And in this case, we are getting the Revit file, which is, as Pablo says, very important that we really see what is inside of this Revit file. Yeah.
I will propose these two options. One is to make just test file, and another is to sign NDA to my project manager, and we'll see.
Katrina, it would be useful, maybe just one question, Katrina. It would be useful if I would talk with Mrs. Polak, who is a technical director, as I know, in your company.
Ushka Polak.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know.
No, I'm just asking because look, I would like to go a step further because look, I have to work for you. I have to work for you in different projects, and their projects are on my desk, and I would like to work automatically, not to work manually.
I understand you, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe talk to Ushka Polak and let's see, because it's also not up to me to decide.
Yeah, I know that. But you are a technical person, and I would like to push a little bit further to go on another step to resolve, because Cype as a company is prepared to resolve this or show in what kind of way we would like to work, and that would be useful for all of us.
Yeah, of course.
And
for
then
us, it also
we would do. Okay, maybe a proposal of that test project would be also, but I will talk with Mrs. Polak tomorrow.
Okay, but now we have this IFC. So I think that also Cype did something on that. So Benja, can we show something, or did we figure out what was the problem on the last IFC?
I can show you. I can show you something based on the.
Okay, look, I will make you a co-host. You can then share the screen. Here you go.
Yeah, maybe, Catarina, maybe you have lost the introduction of Pablo. Pablo Gilabert is in charge of the connection between Revit and Cype, and any doubt, any problem that we have in technical support, he is in charge of see what is the problem and to communicate with the development department in order to fix this kind of problems. Okay,
great.
So Pablo is the key person in order to push to solve the problems, that he enjoy the problems that we have with Revit every day. So this is more or less.
Well,
Thank you.
enjoy. I don't know.
enjoy.
You can call him anytime.
Yeah.
3
Day
in
or
the morning,
night.
3 in
Day
the,
or
3 in the
night.
day or
Day or
night.
night.
But the best way it's 3 a.m. in the morning.
Well, can you see my screen?
Yes.
I'm afraid it's even earlier here. So
Yeah, this is the IFC, and I'm using a BIM Vision, which is a viewer, external viewer. It's not from Revit. As you can see here, this is I have applied a section. You know that there is a wall in the external layer, but there is no, sorry, a window, but there is no window in this case. You know, here we have these panels, which is IFC plate. And in our case, what we are going to do is, okay, we are going to identify the shape of this space, the boundaries, and we are going to identify, okay, here we have, let's say, a slab. Here we have another slab. Here we have a wall that could be defined as, generally, it should be external wall. You know, in Revit, there is an option, which is the function of a parameter, which is the function of this wall. In theory,
they all are defined as exterior walls. We already checked it at the beginning.
Yeah, so let's say if I put here a wall and I selected them here
in edit type.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, it also works with curtain walls the same way, but for panels, you don't have this option. So it is in the wall, but not in the panel, this parameter.
Yeah.
Ekaterina, how are these panels made? Is it each of them made separately, or is it a part of
curtain wall? It's curtain wall with panels. So curtain wall has this parameter, external, but the panels, they don't actually have this parameter.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is a problem. I don't know.
This is a problem. There are different possibilities. So, you know, we have some lacks in, you know, Revit understands that one specific language. IFC tries to convert this language to another language, and we try to interpret this other language. So in some cases, we miss some information of this is the main problem of interoperability. But sometimes there are ways to solve them. Let's say, I don't know, I don't know your project, but here, I'm sure you know, there are, well, no, here, no, wait. Okay, file, export, options, IFC options. So here there are some other possibilities to manage these problems. If we, instead of exporting the IFC panels as a IFC curtain wall or whatever, we export them as I don't know, IFC walls, maybe we can solve this problem.
Yeah, but we can export it as IFC walls, but they will not have this parameter anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, in our case, if this is a section, you know, the most important thing, this is a person, is trying to, I don't know if it's possible to join all these layers in just one layer. If not, we can get, you know, this interior wall, but we need to consider, I don't know how to do it because in Revit, you have here windows in the interior panel, no?
Yeah.
So this is a problem of the IFC. And as in the IFC, we don't see these windows, we can't interpret them. So we have to solve. I don't know why, for instance, in this case, yes, we have a window. We have at least a hole. and it could be enough. So I don't know if the you know the entity used for these windows is the same that they use it in this case. Maybe, I don't know, if we have the Revit model, we can try to identify, okay, maybe we are using different families and the family doesn't include this information or something like this. But the problem is trying to, you know, to have the windows linked to the interior wall.
Yeah, for us, you know, we model the way it should be built. So we
Yeah, I know.
try to place it in in the layer where they will be placed.
Another possibility will be, okay, creating a copy of the Revit model and creating a kind of a model, moving, you know, the position of the windows to the interior walls. I think it shouldn't be, it shouldn't require a lot of time to do that.
What
There
do you
is
mean
a,
moving the position of windows?
sorry?
What do you mean moving the position of windows? How do you
Yeah,
suggest?
in order to have these holes here, you know?
Yeah,
If
we have them in Revit. It's
you have done in
quite,
Revit and you have exported it in IFC,
yeah.
an open BIM analytical model is, so what I mean is creating a copy of this Revit model and making this the copy of the windows in the interior wall. You know, it's not going to be the latest model, but it can help us to generate the BIM model, the BIM energy model. That could be another possibility. Anyway, in open BIM analytical model, you have always the possibility to create manually this information, but it takes some time. So I would prefer if we can solve it directly in Revit. You can make, if you don't want to send us your Revit model, you can make your own test. The only thing you have to consider is what we are trying to explain to you, is trying to open the IFC model once you have generated with your Revit file and check that the interior walls have the windows. You know?
I understand, but we can check it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But it's not the only problem that.
This is not the only problem. Yes.
What are the only problems?
Yeah, because on the another look, you just here go here, but if you are look on the let's say on the Cype term, on the another side,
yeah,
on the another side there is normally is that all the internal walls are declared in the IFC as the external wall, and all the beams in the outside are not the part of the thermal envelope, and this is the problem.
You mean that in Cype term we identify all the internal walls as external walls?
Yes, as external walls, and these internal walls are all over the beams, the construction beams, and there is plenty of them, and this is then the problem.
Okay, I think this is the most general error, the most common error of our users.
Yeah, I know.
And let me check here if IFC wall standard case. The function here is interior, and you mean no, even the function is interior, we identify them as exterior?
Yeah, look, maybe I can show
yeah.
just
I will just make you as a co-host that you can.
I hope that my license is working.
Yeah, you have until I don't know the middle of the March, something like that.
User does not exist. User, okay. It's I hope.
If you register with the last license which I send you, then it should work.
Just a moment. I have to. It's a new. I hope. How to find?
Anyway, you know, in our case, we have in the middle of this workflow, Cype term Revit, we have OpenBIM analytical model, and in this point, we can modify everything. So we can make a selection of all the external walls, consider interior walls, consider external walls, and modify it manually. In theory, if we have the function defined as interior, it should be considered as interior. So I don't understand what is happening here. But anyway, there is always this possibility of modifying the definition of the function of a wall inside OpenBIM analytical model. And about the problem of considering the internal walls over the beams, I don't understand. Maybe if I see
beams or columns?
I don't know. I haven't understood the beams, but
I think
so. Jože,
Just a moment.
you get this email. If you
I'm already working on that.
Okay.
Except just to see. Use electronic. I don't know why it's not working now.
just share the screen and we will help you.
Okay. Share the screen. Share the screen. Which one? This one. Okay. Share.
But maybe you don't need license. If you don't calculate, maybe we can see what is the problem that you have in internal walls. This is the file, no? This is the file. If
yes, I know.
If you go to the building, the building tab, we can see it.
No, floor plans.
It's another.
anyway, I think it's better if you go to the building and if you click on the option.
Look.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
Okay.
Look.
Yeah.
I want to show you. Do you see?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Look.
The blue are internal walls. You mean?
Yeah.
This is what we said. You know.
Yes. Yeah, this is internal, but there is no external wall because this where I have a hand. There is a beam, and this is outside of the thermal envelope, and this is also the problem I have, because if we look just to go to the, let's say, to 60, look, we can.
But maybe if you go to update the walls, edit walls, and we can see which wall is in the top of the screen, the left top. You can walls.
Yeah,
walls. Yes.
Walls, and click there and select the wall that you want to. And now select the wall in the screen, the wall that you want to choose. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's it. No, but you had maybe pushing the mouse.
Pushing the mouse, but
partition wall. Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Yeah. You know this. You know I think you got the idea that this is the internal wall of two walls, and that's why the software automatically is considering it as internal wall. But in OpenBIM analytical model, there is an option to select all of them and change the function before importing them in here in this software.
Cype Term Plus.
Yeah. So this is if we don't want to start changing modifying the definition of all the partitions, we have two options. First option, going to Revit, check the function of the internal layer of this sandwich panel or whatever, in order to check why is considering it as internal wall.
Yes.
Then, if it's defined correctly, then going to Open BIM analytical model. Here in Open BIM analytical model, we are going to see the same definition we can see here. So there is a list, and we can modify from this list. Okay, all these walls are external, so I can click and change the definition, and here everything should arrive in the right position, define it correctly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but look, in that case, all that BIMs here are
the columns. You mean the columns?
Yes, the columns. Yes, the columns.
Okay, okay. I was.
Yes, the columns are outside of the thermal envelope. Not here. Here.
Yeah.
Here. Here.
Yeah.
Here.
You know why? Because the space has been generated like this. You know, these columns has been defined in Revit, and is generating the definition of the volume of this element. It's strange. I have to admit, it's strange. Maybe it's because of the type of column you have used. Generally, I don't know.
We used structural columns.
Structural columns.
We always use structural columns.
You have another layer over the columns, right? Is it
I think
a
we
separate
have
layer, or is it a part of the column?
No, it's not a part of the column. I think we have a finishing.
Yeah, I think that's why, because then it's like another wall, and then it recognizes it as a wall.
Yeah, this is not right. This is not defined correctly. So again, two options. My recommendation is, okay, let's go to Revit. We have identified the different problems. Let's go to Revit and let's adapt the Revit model before exporting to solve the different issues we have found in our way.
Yeah.
In this case, I will recalculate all the volumes of the different spaces, disabling the layer of structural columns.
Yeah, but sorry, Pablo, I think the best way for the thermal behavior of this building, this column that you have, if I were you, I think the best option maybe is if you create these walls that you're creating in the column, they have to be adiabatic walls, because you can take into account afterwards the thermal bridge with the column afterwards in the calculation, in the analytical model, in the analysis. Yeah. So
I didn't understand what kind of walls should it be?
Yes, if these walls, these walls that you have in the column, the definition of column, you can say that they are internal walls, and in this tool you can define this wall as adiabatic walls. Adiabatic is you have no energy between this wall. Why? Because afterwards you will take into account this thermal bridge as a column. It's a linear thermal bridge. This kind of columns in the analysis, the thermal analysis, used to be usually is a linear thermal bridge. So my advice.
They are defined as interior walls.
Yeah, if it's internal walls, adiabatic walls, can you edit, Joseph? Wait a second. One wall in the. If you can edit one wall in the column.
Yes, but do you still see my?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, but
no. But
in the reality, look, in the reality, this is like here. Okay, maybe this is
this one. Edit this one. Click there. Click in the column. Click in the column, please. There. Click.
But there are no
this
columns.
Adiabatic element is
yes.
From my point of view, is correct. It's okay.
Yes, but not here.
Where?
But not here.
Yes, here.
Yes, but there is. Look,
It's correct as well.
Yeah, it's correct as well. This one is correct.
Yeah.
But there is no external wall.
Yeah. But we have two problems to fix.
Look, and if there is a look, I here. This is that. This is that office 55.
Yeah.
And this office 55 has on that.
This is bad. This is bad. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. But it's two problems. One of them is the columns, and the columns is correct. It's okay.
Yeah.
And in another problem is the facade. The facade is what we have to change in Revit or in analytical model. We have the option. Or maybe here, if you want to do it here, why not? But what Pablo said is the first option is, of course, in Revit. It could be great. If not, you can do it in an open BIM analytical model. You can change all the facade you have into an external facade, not internal facade. And Cype 10 will get the facade as an external. And you can have this.
But look, you before Pablo said that in Cype, in this in your application, you will get just interior, just the walls that in contact with the space, with the room, and they are interior walls. And you said that it's correct to give them interior or adiabatic element option, but how you will get exterior walls? How will you get facade walls? Now in Revit, they all are correctly assigned. So we have interior walls, we have exterior walls, but you get just interior walls. Those are in touch with the room. How you will get facade wall? I don't understand this. Now in Revit, what you explained, it's all correct. Interior is interior, exterior is exterior.
Yeah, but look, if there is a diabetic, this one is a diabetic, so this means that there is no heat flux.
This is not defined correctly.
Yes.
Okay, how should it be defined?
This is not
external wall. It should be external wall in this case.
Pablo,
but it's interior wall. You said that interior wall should be interior wall.
No. Interior wall should be interior wall. You know, when it's a wall that is dividing two different spaces, for instance. But in this case, this wall that he has, this is an interior wall. Okay, this is a partition wall. This is defined right.
Yes.
But the other option, the option which is in contact with the envelope, with the external part, should be external wall. Even we have two different layers. Like in our case, we have a panel sandwich, we have external wall, and you have internal wall. This is maybe what you consider, but for us, it's just one external wall. Yeah, if you don't have a multi-layer definition, it's external wall. It's the connection between an interior space with the exterior. This is how it should be defined. So that's why we are considering internal walls, because it was defined like this. Yeah,
yes.
Sorry.
Look, what was my proposal at the beginning? This is a test. Let's say that office 1N55 could be a test in which what we have to do to resolve this, because there is a problem.
Yeah.
And if Protim is prepared to do this as a test case and then set Revit file to Cype, then we can see in which way this is defined that plugin is not work properly.
Okay.
Or maybe the problem is on the plugin, or maybe problem is in the Revit mode.
Yeah.
We have to resolve this.
Yeah. But I think what maybe if the Revit file is okay, or we think that the Revit file is fixed and we can't change it, the thing is we have open BIM analytical model in order to change the thing that you need to connect with the thermal model. Open BIM analytical model is ready to change and to add anything you need to connect with the energy, acoustic, and the rest of models. So I think the thing is, okay, the Revit is one file and is ready for structures, bill of quantities, energy, drawings, for everything. Okay, right. And they can't change it. Perfect. Don't worry about it. The plan B, and what we can do is open analytical model. You can get this file and work in open BIM analytical model in order to prepare the model to the energy and to the acoustic. I think it's the thing that you have to
maybe Pablo can show how to do it in analytical model. It will be.
Yeah, I don't have this model. I think, I don't know, Maria, if you have it.
Okay, I will stop share. Maybe Pablo would now
give me a second, please.
I think Maria has that model. You are in the project.
Yes, I think I am. Just give me a second, please.
Yeah,
because maybe we can open the open BIM analytical model and show you how to modify some specific parts. You know, there are different scenarios. We have in our considering our customers, we have the scenario where, like in this case, the architectural office is in charge of the design in Revit and also the energy analysis in Cype. So that they can modify the Revit model, they can make some tests in order to export properly the IFC model into Cype through Open BIM analytical model. In this case, we can work in that way. But there is another scenario where the architectural office exports or subcontract an energy specialist, and this guy is not, this guy can't modify anything from the BIM model. So if the walls were defined as internal walls when there were external walls, okay, he can modify anything. So which is the right option? Going to Open BIM analytical model and change everything he needs, everything he considers. And this is how we can work in that way. If we can access to the Revit model, we can make the changes in the Open BIM analytical model. And you know, sorry, the last comment, Maria. This problems we are having is quite common and I have seen it many times. The first time, I don't know, architectural office tries to make the energy analysis based on BIM models, they suffer a lot because they need to consider the use of the BIM model design. When you create a BIM model, you are thinking about creating the drawings, plans, whatever. But now in the next project, you will consider also the use of this BIM model for energy analysis, and you will have into consideration, okay, the function should be defined like this. If we can work just with one layer of the external wall will be better. So anyway, sorry, Maria. Go ahead.
No, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay if I share the screen now?
Yeah, you can have.
Okay.
You have the option. So from my point, because I'm not, we have some voice in the background.
I think it comes from
Katya, please switch off your.
Thank you. So as I see this, so for me, it's good that we know all the scenarios which could happen here, and when we fix it, that we are not repeating ourselves, and it's not too complicated in the way when we are getting IFC from Revit, so that we know this kind of scenario, and then for each project that we can solve it or we can do it. So it's that we are not losing too much time just with importing or exporting IFC and then importing to Cype. So I think that this workflow need to be clear, or also for the future. So for the okay, Maria, you have options to share.
Okay, I'll share it now. Sorry, because I didn't expect to be sharing, and it's probably this is something I think I did some weeks ago. So maybe I was doing tests or anything. Okay, but anyway, 1 second, please. Yes, I think. Do you know how this works? How to connect the file from the project to an analytical model? Because it's something. I'm going to open the one I had already, okay? This is a very interesting tool because you will be able to see beforehand if the model is correct or not before going to say Revit Plus. And here it's very easy to see if the wall is external or not external. I think this is, if I'm not wrong, this is the file I was.
Okay, but if I understand, so in each way we need to use, or you suggest to use the open analytical model, or just in this kind of cases when you have this kind of problems?
Every time you use Revit, you will need to use open BIM analytical model before using Revit Plus.
Yeah, but I think we talked about it before, no? I think you know analytical model, but now there is when you can see external.
Surface.
You can surface external.
It's not
but
activated.
It's not activated, and you can put it, but we have some options in order to select a lot of walls and to say, okay, all of them, I want them to be external, and you can do it. And please don't panic with the this this what is the term, monkey
Errors.
monkey point.
Red points.
Red point. Don't panic.
Don't use red.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. For instance, Maria, if you go to edit,
Edit, yes.
and the right button, the edit templates on the right side,
Okay,
here. Yeah, here we can have a look of all the elements considering the project, and maximize it, please. And we can identify how is it, which type has been considered. Internal floor slab, a roof or hover having. So here, directly all these interior walls, interior partitions consider, we can change. We can have a multi-selection and change and put it as external. So we can solve part of the issue directly from here. It's true that maybe we need to identify them according to the name, the reference, or whatever. So
yeah, you have the curtain walls. If you select all the curtain walls that you have there, you have type curtain walls, and afterwards.
Okay, but you need to go, I don't know, wall by wall, or you can do it, I don't know, automatically for all the walls.
Yeah, the idea is you can select some of them, but you need to identify.
I suppose like that with the control button.
But when you select, can you see which one is selected? I don't see.
Yeah, in the right part, in the right model, you should see them. But if we are selecting maybe internal walls, it's going to be more complicated. Yeah, but we can apply some sections. We can apply some different functions to the 3D model in order to identify it where we are. Anyway, I'm sure
all of them have thickness 0. They don't have this parameter, or for curtain walls, maybe I understand. But...
yeah, I think curtain walls we consider 0. So for the others, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Probably it's parameter specific for floors walls.
Yeah, you can see most of the elements have been defined not correctly. So, and you know, by passing through Open BIM analytical model, if we have some problems, as we have seen, we can change them, generate a new IFC model with the energy model, and loading this model in Cype. So by this way, we solve most of the issues. Here we can even have the possibility to draw a new window connected to a partition. So we don't need to go to Revit again, but it takes some time. So that's why I prefer to solve most of the issues directly in Revit.
Yeah, but the thing, this model, who is in charge of this model, this tool? This is probably the energy engineer. So you have your Revit model, and the energy modeler can use this model and can work on this tool. This is important. It's not the Revit modeler in charge of work with this model. It's just the energy modeler who can customize his or her model to the energy model or acoustic or lighting model or whatever. Okay, this is important, but I thought you have seen this tool before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I think we did, as a matter of fact.
And what are the changes in the new Revit plugin upgrade?
In the new Revit plugin, we have improved many things related to how we make the connection between our elements, the IFC generated by all the different software of Cype. We have done a really interesting exercise in order to create all the 3D entities connected to the right entities of IFC and making the possibility to import them according to the entities that Revit identifies, because Revit is not able to identify all the entities defined in the IFC. So we are mapping in order to import in a proper way this information into Revit.
Are there any improvements that can solve our problems now that we were discussing?
Sorry?
Are there any improvements that can help us solve our problems that we were discussing now or not?
In this case, no. According to our, we have done some improvements on the exporting phase, but we have been focused on the development of the importing part.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's important to know that in Revit, I don't know which version you are using, Revit 2022 or 2022. The plugin to export IFCs has not been developed by us, and there are different versions. The team of Autodesk in charge of exporting IFCs, they generate new versions. They update this plugin to export IFCs every 4 or 5 months. So it could be quite interesting if you can update this plugin to export IFCs.
But we use your plugin to export IFC on the portal directly.
No, but in our case, what we are using is we create the possibility to export to BIM server, but we are using the internal engine to generate IFCs, which is in Revit. So everything related to the generation of IFCs has not been generated by us, has been generated by Autodesk. We call them because we identify a lot of errors they have, but they are a really small team. They are a team with 5 members. For Autodesk, that there are thousands of people. I don't know. This is a quite interesting signal according to their commitment with the Open BIM workflow. Anyway, this plugin is to export to BIM server and to import data from BIM server to Revit. Yeah, I would recommend to install it, but it won't solve the problems you have in this project.
Okay, it doesn't matter on this.
Yeah, we use it anyway.
Okay.
I understand that it's a problem, not with the plugin.
Okay, so what will be the conclusion now?
The conclusion, I will say, there are 2 possibilities. If you, I will invite you to know better the possibilities of Open BIM analytical model, to check if you can modify the different, elements which are not being correctly defined. The other option will be, okay, if finally you are able to send the Revit model to us, we can try to investigate, we can try to see if we can solve most of them. Anyway, I think it's a problem of understanding how the workflow works. I'm sure in the next project, you will consider, before defining an internal wall, which is in the exterior size of the building, this function. If so, this is about learning in the process. So
yeah,
up to you.
Okay, so as I see, so first of all, Ekaterina or Mr. Hafner, just fix about the NDA, if it's possible, so that Cype and Protim has signed this NDA. I don't know, even maybe ZAG, if you are inside. So then you can share the Revit file. After that, I think that you can connect to each other and go through the analytical model, that Ekaterina, it's not losing too much time with this project, and then yeah, she can solve as fast as possible this kind of problems. So something like that. What do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think this is the way.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to talk tomorrow with Mrs. Polak, who is in charge to
okay. I'll also
to do a permission to further work, because we started with her when we want to collaborate with Protim. So I don't. We have to talk with her.
And Ekaterina,
yes.
Just.
Sorry, can I ask one question?
Of course. Go ahead.
Did you talk to Alinka Mochnik? No, she was.
No, I could also talk with her. No problem.
No, if she wanted to talk to you about in general the calculations, all the projects we have.
Yes, I will ask. I will call her today after that meeting. Yeah.
Okay,
because,
I thought she already called you.
Because it's bad to her that you need to use monthly calculation against of hourly calculation. You know, it's because we know that hourly calculation could be done, but we need to solve this kind of problems, so issues.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Otherwise,
Look,
they need to use monthly calculation, which is some kind of, so they need to do it in that way, but it's not acceptable if they had options for the hourly calculation.
So we have to resolve that, because there are two main tasks of that. First, the hourly calculation is much more information about the response of the buildings, of the objects. Another thing is that at the moment there is, from the ministry, there is a postpone of the hourly calculations till the end of this year, because they don't have solution. And as we want to give the ministry also our proposal to use in Slovenia, and this is I think is, for me, is very important, and also for Cype, and for all architects in Slovenia is important to have a tool to use hourly calculation, and we need good practice. Good practice means that we have one architectural bureau, and this is Protim, which is very good. That we can show ministry that we can start with the 3D model and get the final calculations, and
I think that Benjamin has also some kind of information about it, about this.
No, but the problem is the ministers about the hourly method is the European directive order that we need to analyze in hourly method.
Yeah. We will do this, but first of all, we need to test it and be sure that we can present this in the right way. So if we show them the project or test project, and there will be some issues to be solved, you know, they will say, okay, this is not prepared yet. So we can be prepared with the Protim. They are open, and also Mr. Hartner is open to help. So I think that this is a good opportunity that they want to be a part of this pilot, if I can say. Then after that, when we are 100% sure, I can even I don't know, organize the presentation for them so that they could get the final results of what we are doing or what we want to do. And when they figure out the final results, then we can negotiate about the orders, everything, what will follow. Yeah.
Then the follow will be that all the how to say I don't know, no?
Reports.
All the reports should be prepared according to our law. This is the but this is the last step.
Yeah, this is we know.
Few steps we have to do. We have to do with to get the calculations. Let's say in the reports which are now. So we have to do first steps now, and I think that we would do this. Okay.
Benja, I think that it's clear. Yeah, what we want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's clear.
Okay.
Benjamin had some question or something.
Sure.
Yeah, about the question that I had is about Ekaterina. Do you think about it is in order to know what is the next step? You are using the 2022 version of Revit. Are you thinking about changing, update the 2023 or now maybe 2024? Or what is your strategy with this kind of versions of Revit? Because it's important to know in order to know what is the problem.
We probably will go to 2023, but not with this project. The projects that already started in 2022, we will finish them in 2022.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nightmare in Revit to change the version of the.
Really? No.
It depends.
It's a productive tool, so I'm sure this is very. It's not a nightmare.
But it's true. You can lose some information when you go from version to version.
Benjamin, you are evil.
We try not to do it if it's possible.
Not in the middle of the project.
Yes,
for sure.
To start new project is okay, but then to also reuse some libraries from one project to another, it's also not possible sometimes.
Okay.
Ekaterina, I think that you are the biggest user of Revit in Slovenia. I think Protim. I think that you are the main one. Yeah. So they are like Revit. You know, so I think that they are working with Revit a long time.
Yeah, we work for a long time, but for us it's like the tool that we can use in the whole company. We have architects, engineers, structural engineers, so and also it has connection with Civil 3D, with AutoCAD, so it's the best option for us.
Okay, so about NDA, do you have some formal document, or do you want that I send it to both of you, and then I don't know, Benjamin? You have. Okay.
We have document. Yeah.
You have better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then just look, Mr. Hafner, Ekaterina, do this internal conversation with the team or with, as you mentioned, with your leaders. And if this is possible, please sign this NDA and share the Revit. And then if you want, we can come together on Zoom if you want, and if you will not fix it through the emails. And we can come together and see if we fix this in the right way. And I hope that this will help you to do this on the easiest way, so that we are optimizing in the right direction. Okay.
Super. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any kind of open questions?
If I may, I would like to comment now that I'm still sharing the screen, okay? Because it's very important. Something about the workflow, okay? I cannot help it. I'm in the support department.
Okay.
It's very important to understand that once you do you fix it here in OpenBIM analytical model, and you get the good model, you are going to share a new IFC, which is the analytical model, okay? Then the person, for example, you have that are going to use a third E+, you have to choose the analytical model. When you start the file. Is that okay? That's very important. Because you will see that it really is the good way, okay? And you will be able to solve the problems. Okay. That's it.
I would like not to use analytical model. I would like that this transferring of data from the Revit to Cype would be done by plugin as much as possible.
Yeah. Me too. Me too, Joseph. Me too.
No one.
But you have to ask Autodesk in order to put.
Yeah, I know.
50 persons, not only 1 or 2 that they have.
Yeah.
It's not up to us. It's not up to us.
I remember when I was working in the previous company, we work about the security data, digitalizations, and so on. And when we want to develop something for the customer, so it was a big public customer, they said, for us, it will be the easiest way that you create a red magic button. So when you click, everything will be fixed inside of. So we don't want to put the data, presettings, and so on. Just click it and you have the results out.
Yeah.
And we said, okay, where do you want to have this magic button? On the right side or on the left side?
That's it. The best scenario is when you just need to click here. Sometimes it happens that you only have to open the program and click in generate analytical model, and that's it. Okay. Sometimes I've seen it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.
Okay. So thank you, all of you. So I think that we know what we need to do. If you need me, put me on CC on these emails, and I will, I don't know, push if needed on site of the Cype or on the other side, or with Ekaterina or Mr. Hafner. So look. Check about the NDA, and I think that we are on the end of to solve this issue. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
all of
Keep in
you.
touch.
Bye.
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 Thanks, everyone. Bye.